Whenever we convert units in any kind of unit, the basic rule is that if it's a bigger unit going to a smaller unit, we multiply. If it's a small unit going to bigger unit, we need to divide. First step would be identify what is the bigger, or which is the bigger unit. Between centimeter and meter, centimeter is smaller, this is bigger. According to the rule, small to big, therefore we're going to divide. But you need to identify what number you're going to divide. That is the 5,100, the given. But on which number you're going to divide the 5,100? If you're going to focus on the bigger unit, if that will be equal to 1 meter, how many centimeter will there be? Looking here, we are focusing for 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. That's why the number to be divided with 5,100 is 100. And then, whenever we divide numbers with zeros, we just cancel out zeros. And we divide what was remaining. 51 divided by 1, the answer would be 50. Therefore, our final answer is 51. 51 meters. Our second example, first step, identify which is bigger and smaller unit. Kilometer is bigger than meter. In the rule, bigger to smaller unit would means multiply. So we will multiply what was given. To what number? Look on the bigger unit. Let's say that is 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? It says here, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Therefore, the number to be multiplied with 5 is 1,000. Multiply it together, you will get 5,000. Your final answer will be 5,000 meters. For this time, there will be a challenge. How do we convert 45 meters to kilometers? Can we just apply what we had a while ago, or do we need to have another steps on it? Let's say that this is 45 meter is equal to how many kilometers? If you're going to think about it, first step, you need to identify big, small. Checking to the rule given, bigger to smaller unit, you need to multiply. If it's small to big unit, you need to divide. Here it says small to big. Therefore, we're going to divide. We're going to divide the given, 45. To which number? Bigger unit is equal to 1. 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? Looking here in the conversion, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Therefore, we're going to divide it. Now, can you divide 45 divided by 1,000? Our previous lessons, what we've only unlocked is to how to divide bigger dividend. And looking here, 45 is smaller than the divisor. Therefore, we can't actually solve for this one. So what do we do? Because we don't have yet knowledge of how do we divide numbers with bigger dividend than the divisor. We can actually do this step, which is moving of decimal points only. If we're going to use this, there's a rule that we need to follow. If a while ago, bigger to smaller unit is multiply, and smaller to bigger unit is divide, here on this step in which you're going to move the decimal point, you need to have bigger to smaller unit, you need to move the decimal places to the right of the number. If it's smaller to bigger unit, you need to move decimal places to the left of the number. How do we do it? Let's make this as an example. First, we need to identify the bigger and smaller unit. Things to remember, if it's smaller to bigger unit, it says here you need to move the decimal places to the left of the number. But how do we move? You just simply need to write your given number and place a decimal point after. You're going to move it to the left, and your left is here. So going here. But how many times are we going to move the decimal point? Is 1 enough? Is 2? Is 3? Or whatsoever? Actually, it was based on the conversion. So if here, the bigger unit, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meter, Look on the number of zeros. The number of zeros will tell how many times would your decimal point move. So it says here 3 zeros. So we move the decimal point to the left 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Here is our new decimal point. What are we going to do with the space? So, for it not to be left just simply as a space, we need to put 0 because 0 is a placeholder. After you're done with that, you need to rewrite your answer. 0.045. Writing numbers with decimal point, this should not be left as a space also. So, we simply need to put a 0 on it. So, your final answer will be this. 45 meter is equal to 0.045 kilometers. In this example, first step, we need to identify which is the bigger unit. Bigger to small. If it's big to small, we need to move the decimal point to the right. So, next step is to write the given number and place a decimal point after. Next is to move it to the right, and your right is going here. So you will move it to the right. How many times? Your bigger unit, 1 kilometer is equal to how many centimeter? 1 kilometer is equal to 10,000 centimeter. How? Because it's 4 zeros, so we need to move the decimal point 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your new decimal point. We cannot leave this as blank, so we need to put zeros in between of those. Yan. Then, we need to rewrite. Your decimal point is not here anymore. It's already here. So, when you write, you start from the right going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 3, 0. Space. 1, 2, 3, 0, 3, 2, and 8. Your final answer will be 8,230,000 centimeter. The one we need to focus is actually not other basic linear measurement. Instead, we should focus on converting square meters to square centimeters. A while ago, we only focused on meters, centimeters, kilometers. And now, we should know the conversion of square meters to square centimeter. Remember that in 1 square meter, there are 10,000 square centimeter. Convert square centimeter to square meter, move 4 decimal places to the left. To convert square meter to square centimeter, move 4 decimal places to the right. Let's have some examples. When we convert, we identify bigger unit and smaller unit. Remember that meter is still bigger than centimeter. In our rule, if it's big to small, move to the right. Big to small, move to the right. Because we're going to move to the right, we rewrite the given, 15 decimal point. How many times should we move? Move the decimal point 4 times. We always move it if it's square meters and square centimeter. Always 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is your the place of your decimal point now. The spaces couldn't be left as blank, so we need to write zeros on them. And we rewrite. This is your decimal point. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Space, and then you write that one. Your final answer will be 150,000 square centimeter. First step, identify bigger, small. Big to small, move to the right. To the right. Rewrite the given 237 decimal point. How many times? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. New place for your decimal point. Spaces should have zeros. Then, rewrite and write the unit. So, this is your final answer. For example, identify big, small. Small to big, move to the left. So, it's moved to the left. Write your given and a decimal point after. How many movement to the left? 4 times. So from here, you move 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your decimal point. Space here should have a 0. Now, you need to rewrite. And there should always be a 0 there if it's a space. Write the unit. And this is your final answer. Same thing with this. Identify. Big, small. Small to big, still to the left. How many times? 4 times. Write 2. Decimal point. To the left, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zeros in between of those and rewrite. Don't leave it as a blank. There should be a 0. And your unit, square meters. Last example will be this. Identify big, small. Small to big, move to the left. To the left, to the left. 513, 265. Decimal point. How many movements to the left? 1, 2, 3, 4. And because your decimal point now places here, when you rewrite your number, it will be 5623.15. Write your unit, and there you have it, your final answer.